And now, your first alert weather.
All over the world, it's a little more mild the further south you get. 23 in IF and about 33 in Jackson Hole, where snow has been flying around this morning. Hi, Jeff Roper here. Here's the setup, and we've got a river of moisture that's just going to dive in here. Some of this warm air that's in place may dilute some of the snow chances that we have into the valley areas, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty good snow event for the eastern highlands and western Wyoming. Good for the resorts. Antelope Flats probably be covered with some of this wind. That blowing snow really can make things difficult, so that's why it's important to stay with us. Download the weather app. Temperatures are off the mark for lows as we warm up and storm up. Our average for this time of the year should be around 36 degrees. Yesterday we hit 33. The morning low was 5 below, so we're a lot more mild than that as we started the morning in the 30s, and we'll get to about 40 degrees for the afternoon. Our average morning low should be right around 17, and the records for this time of the year 60 and about 17 below. We don't have to worry about any records. We are going to see some snowfalls accumulate, especially where our winter storm warning is in play to the east of I-15, riding that interstate. Now, we got the winter weather advisory for the upper Snake Plain, and I left out the wind advisory. That's because the banana belt right there is where we're going to see these 30-plus mile-an-hour winds. In fact, we're already seeing it. We're expecting about a 60% chance of snow into Idaho Falls, especially as we get into late tonight, early tomorrow. It's 38 in Pocatello. It's mostly cloudy, and with that 18-mile-an-hour wind, it feels like we're in the 20s. Here's a live look over the Falls, and 23 degrees. Overcast, and it feels like it's about 15 over Idaho Falls, that is, and everything is frozen along the river. The winds are cooking at 16 miles an hour in Blackfoot, up to 18 in Pocatello, and gusts have exceeded 30 miles an hour. So the wind chills right now have us in the teens in IF and into Dubois, and we're in the 20s for most other places, and the gusts have exceeded 20 miles an hour there into Blackfoot. We're going past 30 on into the banana belt and the bottom of the valleys, and that's going to be the continued source of concern with blowing snow. So the Viper's tracking showers into the eastern highlands, back into the central mountains. The winds are going to pick some of this up. This next little trough zips in here. Just perfect timing for tomorrow morning to go back to school and work. Deepening snows there into western Wyoming. We'll ride that interstate, so there'll be some blowing snows and probably some freezing conditions, and then we make the changeover into some rain. So slush is a big part of this. Here's the accumulatory snows that we're looking at, with a dusting to maybe 1 inch to 4 inches east of the interstates. In the valley, we'll see several inches on into Driggs and into Jackson. Now, I'll get a little closer for you into western Wyoming, and you get toward Wilson and some of these outlying communities, and we're talking about a foot of snow into many of the mountain areas, 4 to 8 inches there into Victor, and back toward Swan Valley as you get into Irwin and those areas, a couple 4 inches around. Some of this is going to blow as well. You're not going to be able to keep up with it because the winds tonight are cooking at 35 miles an hour. The potential for gusts in the highlighted areas puts us at 50-plus miles an hour. So some of this will be whiteout conditions and a slice of that trough, and things begin to change around here. So we're approaching 30 for the afternoon in Afton. It'll be right there around 28 in Pinedale, a little more mild into McCammon and Malad, and right around 30 degrees into Jackson for the afternoon. We're pushing the mid to upper 30s, so some of that warm air is in place, and that wind too. It'll be 40 in Chalice, 34 in Arco, and the valley will be right above freezing, exceeding that by several degrees, 39 in Blackfoot. It'll be 42 in Pocatello. The 8-day forecast with good chances of snow into tomorrow. It takes us to a cold spell right after that. And we're done with the snow when the cold air gets here. It'll be 18 degrees. Rexburg, it will be right around 35 for the next couple of days, and then we get walloped with more cold air, so expect that. Get the big coat out after you play in it, because it's going to get cold again down at 8 below for Thursday morning. We'll be right there between freezing and the mid-20s into Jackson with good snows. I mean, the top of the mountain right now is nuts. The wind, 43, and then it will be down to 35 tonight in Pocatello, so still mild, good snow weather. Maybe some rain mixed in there too, and a slushapalooza. It will be in the mid-30s for Idaho Falls and snowing as we get started for Tuesday. Back to school and work, lingering showers, and a cold air settles in after that. Emma?